Aquarians, how are you doing? Welcome in. This is your oh my gosh, July 2025 monthly reading. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus Aquarians out there. For those of you that are new, I tap into my higher dimensional guides to get information and guidance for the collective of Aquarians that can support you on your highest path. That's for your best and highest good. So this is all for any of this information is, again, in the highest divine kind of channel. So it's all positive and good for you. So we're going to see what's going on for the month of July. If you happen to be drawn to this video by the title or just some reason clicked on this and it's not July, that is okay. Readings kind of are not tied to any time and space forever, so you were drawn here for a reason, so there could be a message here for you. So watch to the end to see how the reading kind of unfolds. If you are interested in a private reading, definitely check out my website, which is linked below in the description, and you can schedule one there. And also, you can check out my Etsy shop as well. I make handmade stone jewelry that is energetically and metaphysically energized, cleansed, and aligned. So it is ready for you to utilize the energies of that specific stone. So take a look at what's out there. If you're looking for something specific, you can DM me on Etsy, and I can let you know if I have that stone. There's also a couple pieces of jewelry that I did not make, but I do keep my eyes out for any unique pieces that I'm energetically drawn to, that I feel like, you know, the collective needs. So we are in the month of July. This is Cancer season, and then we'll move into Leo at the end of the month. But Cancer season, the themes for Cancer are home, nurturing, and family. So, you know, this is a time to really tap into what home means to you, what family means to you. Is there changes or shifts you want to make to help align yourself to new, maybe people, new soul tribes, new location, new energy? Remember, home is not a location, it is a feeling. So it's about where you feel most at home, where you feel nurtured, where you feel grounded and safe. The themes for the month, we're getting a lot of themes. So the first one is around, so we have Uranus literally just moved into Gemini, and that is a big shift. So that is the last planet of the outer planets that are moving this year. So we've had 4 planets move. The outer planets move signs this year, and the outer planets move a lot slower. So they stay in a sign a lot longer. So Uranus is actually going to be in Gemini now for the next 8 years, I believe. And that is a big shift. So we definitely feel that. How that unfolds kind of, you know, unfolds slowly again because it's taking 8 years. But we're going to feel that shift. So what I'm seeing is Uranus is really a planet about innovation, surprises, unexpected things, change, revelations, revolutions, and I'm really picking that up in the readings for this month. I'm getting a lot of just unexpected things happening, surprises, changes that happen out of the blue. unexpected things. It could be like generally maybe you're expecting it to happen at some point, but it kind of just happens very suddenly, and like it's almost like you weren't necessarily 100% prepared, but it's happening in July. The other thing is, I'm feeling like it's kind of tied to that, is we're having some unexpected things happening, but there's a lot of energetic and physical support. So there's a lot of support here to help you through if this is a big change, if this is a big unexpected thing, or in general, if you just feel like in your life you haven't always had the greatest support, maybe you've always felt on your own, had to independently kind of live life, handle the day-to-day things or the big things that happen. I am feeling like a lot of shifts for people, that this is a lesson that you signed up for in this life, but this is a big shift, and like you're being proven otherwise by the people, the things around you, that you're not in this world alone, and there are people out there that really want to help you and support you and take the load off you. So that's definitely coming around. The Chariot and the Seven, I think it's the Seven of Cups. Yes, those two have been coming out a lot together. So things are going to start moving faster in general. And the Seven of Cups really refers to your dreams and desires. So things maybe you thought that were never going to happen, or maybe you've put a lot of time and effort into trying to accomplish a dream or bring a dream to fruition, or fulfill some sort of desire. That's actually going to happen. So we're going to see how this unfolds for you Aquarians this month. So let's get started. I'm going to pull one of the Eco Heart Oracles, and then I'll pull two of the, what are they? It's the Sacred Forest Oracle. All right, we have the Nighthawk, and that is the card of trust. So for you this month, kind of a strong, energetic kind of spirit animal is going to be the hawk that's coming through. So if you see hawks, you may, start seeing synchronicities around hawks, or they will cross your path a lot this month. There is something about trusting something, trust in how life unfolds, trusting in the path ahead. Maybe something happens that's really going to take some trust for you to trust that it's all going to work out and be okay. So I'm going to put that in the middle. We have a Fire Spirit energy that actually came out for Sagittarians as well. And the Willow Spirit, flexibility. Yeah, so there is a situation that you've I feel like you've been manifesting this, but it's going to ask you to be flexible. It may involve other people, or just things that it's like calling on you to just kind of trust. You may get a little worked up right away, or be, we have the fire energy here. So there's could be a little, in the background of this card is lightning. So it could be like this situation that appears from the surface to be a little maybe chaotic or concerning, but there's this essence of trusting that it's not what it appears to be, and maybe how you want to approach it, like how you would normally be triggered or want to approach this or react to this. There's this need to kind of sit back and think and respond instead of react, and also be flexible in the situation. And I feel like it's all gonna work out and be okay. I'm also, for some reason, I'm getting, if you've been really, there's something, a theme about leadership here, and like taking the lead in regards to something that maybe you don't feel that maybe you should, or maybe it's a situation where normally you would want someone else to take the lead. I feel like this is asking you to kind of use your power, and you'll have some influence here. So it's almost like you taking the lead on this. Having your influence is going to be the best, but at the same time, there's this fine line of also being flexible. All right, let's keep going. I have the Forest Creatures Tarot here. It is a mini deck, but I don't usually use this a lot, but I felt drawn to do that for you, for your reading, Aquarians. So we have the Eight of Swords. I just heard, like, I feel like my hands are tied in the situation. Whatever that situation is for you. Seven of Swords. How do I get out of this? My hands are tied, but I also like, how do I get out of this situation? Nine of Cups. Seven of Pentacles. The Three of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands. So this could also be like, this is in alignment with the Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords. So there's a lot in the head right now. But definitely you're feeling your hands are tied. How do I get out of this? You know, can I get out of this situation? Because there's a focus on what you really want. Nine of Cups. What do I really want here? And Seven of Pentacles, like I think there's this concern of like, will this be successful or not? There is this contemplation here of really trying to contemplate and figure out, what do I really want? Maybe you've been putting all this time and effort into something that's more focused on what other people want and like getting a result for other people instead of figuring out what result do I want? And that's where you feel like your hands are tied. But there's a little bit of feeling here about, you know, the Seven of Swords can be about, how do I escape this situation? Like, there's a little bit of like, yeah, how do I get out of this without causing too much chaos or suffering here? There's definitely some concern and feeling stuck in something, definitely with these two cards. Because if your hands are tied, you feel like, I don't think I can. It's almost like, if my hands are tied, like there's nothing I can do right now. There's nothing I can do in this situation. Like I'm kind of stuck. But I think you can work this out. The Three of Pentacles. Like, I feel like you can figure out what's, and make everybody happy in this, and making sure you're getting what you want. But there is something around with the Ten of Wands. Like there's been something that has been, like you've reached the end of kind of a situation or a period of time that's like, you need to kind of close up some sort of, definitely where you feel like the load's been a little heavy, or like I said, you haven't been really getting what you want. And there's something about closing this up and totally, you've reached the 10, right? The tarot goes from Ace to 10. And usually there's a cycle or a journey that goes from Ace to 10. And when you reach that 10, it means something is ending in a positive way. Like you're reaching some sort of destination. So that could mean you learned a lesson and you don't have to go through this anymore. It could mean an ending of something because it's time for something else. Like there's something else destined or fated for you. There's a new path that you have to take. So that could be like an ending of a job. But definitely something that, it usually signifies something that you felt burdened by, or like something hasn't been the best for you. So let's see. Something's definitely not in your highest good here with the 8 and the 7 of Swords. It's not in your highest good, and something definitely is not good energy right now that's surrounding you, whatever this is. So you did get the Ace of Pentacles here. I like that. The Devil. I don't know why I heard the Devil in disguise. So maybe that's the situation that you're trying to get out of, like, since this came out, I'm going to pull it. So the Devil in disguise, it could be that you're really starting to see a situation or person like their true self. And maybe for a long time, the situation seemed great, or like, oh no, I think this is going to be good for me, or a person or relationship. But there's something now that's coming to the surface here. I do feel like there is a lot of fear here as well, like feeling like your hands are tied, fear around how do I get out of this. 9 of Pentacles. There's a strong feeling here about like you needing to really figure out what's your truth and what's right for you. Because the longer you stay in a situation that's not for your highest good or not in alignment, it's just going to continue to either create more challenge and suffering for you, or, you know, the longer we stay in something, the more we get like almost stuck in the web of the situation, and it gets harder to get out of. But there is an opportunity here for you to finally almost like resolve whatever this karmic situation is. There's an opportunity here to face your fears and cut yourself. So in this card, if you see the picture here, the 2 figures in the background, they're kind of bound by chains. And the Devil is really the chains that bind us. I use that saying a lot, the ties that bind us. A lot of times, if there's ties that bind us, most of the time they're very karmic and they cause a lot of challenge and suffering. It could be codependency or just fears, but usually these codependent karmic ties are not kind of, again, for our highest path. So we got the Fool here with the Ace of Pentacles. So there definitely is an opportunity for you to get out of this. There is an opportunity for you, the Fool, right? To like, you know, the opposite saying of like, you hear the saying of fools rush in. I almost hear like fools rush out. Like there's an opportunity for you to start a new path, like get out of here scot-free and kind of clear the slates here with the Fool. Like the Fool's moving forward, not carrying kind of the baggage of this. Judgment. Yeah, so there definitely is like a crossroads finally, like it's Judgment Day. Like it's finally like you have to face this. You have to face the music, face the truth, and finally like there is some sort of decision or action that needs to be. Oh, Tower. Yeah, definitely. Okay, I think it is, was it Sagittarius? I would go back and look at the Sagittarius reading because I swear they got this Fire card and they also got the Judgment and Tower together. So if you have a lot of if you have Sag in your birth chart, I would watch the Sagittarius reading, or if you're connected with the Sagittarius here. Yeah, something's blowing up here, like, it may seem intimidating or a bit scary, but actually the Tower, this is good because something's got to clear the Devil energy here. And like, you don't want this to keep going any further, I feel. Because I definitely feel like there's something around that web, like the longer you stay in this, it's almost like the more you get stuck in the web of a situation or webbed in with this person. And it's just, I feel like it's really going to get really hard to get out of this. And it may turn, you know, the longer things take, just, yeah, just altogether, just not great. You got the Knight of Cups, the Strength card, the Ace of Swords. So I feel like this is tied to some sort of relationship. With the Knight of Cups, I feel like this, you know, that refers to kind of love. It's going to take some strength and courage for you to finally face this. And at the end of the day, what needs to happen is that there's some truth that needs to be faced. It could also be like some sort of truth has to come out. Like with the Tower and the Ace of Swords, like that's a sudden, like all of a sudden the truth comes out, like very unexpectedly. It could be a truth that somebody like really wasn't expecting or didn't really know that was what the truth. You know, I also feel with the Eight of Swords, you didn't see this coming. So someone doesn't see this coming. So if it's you that, if someone else all of a sudden, you know, says their truth and it's very unexpected and like not what you didn't see it coming, that could be the case. Or this could be you really feeling like, how do I face the truth? How do I get out of this situation? Because there's definitely been some truth withheld. But you will overcome this. So let's see here. What's the, let's get one more about the Judgment and the Tower. Two of Pentacles. Yeah, I think someone is really uncertain about this. It could be someone's uncertain about the relationship. There's this like needing to, like, I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do. Like, what do I do? You know, what do I do? But that finally, maybe that's the truth. Like, I don't know if I'm like want this situation or want something, or, you know, if it's a relationship, you're kind of like, you're at a place where you don't know. But definitely there's this, what do I do energy that finally you need to, like, maybe you've been in this place for a while. So what's the Knight of Cups? I just want more clarity around this Ace of Pentacles, Fool, Knight of Cups. Ooh, Ten of Swords, Emperor, Queen of Cups. So this could be, I did say the devil in disguise. All right, I am back. This is part 2. Sorry, I had to take a break and come back to this. So I was clarifying the Ace of Pentacles, Fool, and the Knight of Cups. I got the Ten of Swords, the Emperor, and the Queen of Cups. So I started talking about the devil in disguise, going back to that. I kind of sat on this a little bit to try and intuitively pick up on the message here. And what I actually more picked up is this Ten of Swords is past some sort of grief, loss, heartache. You know, you've been carrying this, and I feel like there's an opportunity this month to help. Kind of like, you know, the Fool is leaving this stuff behind. So there is some sort of integration. This could also be speaking your truth and really facing this stuff is going to help you cut the ties to these past, again, heartaches, traumas. It could be tied to, this could be father wounding as well. It could be father wounding that really, you know, your father really, you know, left deep wounds. And this could also be tied to past relationships that you're still kind of carrying the weight of that. And there is a lot of emotions that you've been holding unconsciously or repressed around this that you haven't, maybe if it was a grief or a loss around somebody, maybe it's really not fully being able to grieve and process this. Maybe you still feel energetically kind of tied in some karmic way that you feel like is not, it could have been some sort of strong relationship or significant one, but sometimes we get tied to that, and when we lose someone or the relationship ends, it's like there's still those energetic hooks that are stuck in us that we're not able to fully move forward in our life and bring something new in, because we're still kind of hooked into the old. So I do feel like the opportunity this month is to integrate, to really go back to our emotional body and create some sort of new relationship with our emotions that's healthier. And Aquarians, you're an air sign. So, I mean, the mind it's in logic and kind of intellect is more of, you feel comfortable there, and it's kind of learning to really swim in your emotional space and learn, kind of like swimming lessons, learning to swim, learning how to be comfortable and navigate your emotional body so you feel more comfortable there. And this is kind of facing your truth here. But I feel like this truth is your true authenticity. This is who you really are. This is how you want to kind of show up in the world, or have the kind of experience that you want in the world. And you're now really standing up to face and express that truth. And now that we have Uranus and Gemini, this is the perfect time for you guys to do that. So, just seeing if there's anything else. I just want to get one for the Eight of Swords, Seven of Swords, quick before we go. The Hierophant. Knight of Wands. So this could also, this could be tied to like a commitment phobia, whether it's on your end or you attract people that have a commitment phobia. There's also this energy of someone wanting to rush, be impulsive, potentially impulsive about commitment. And you're feeling a little like your hands are tied here. So don't feel like you need to be manipulated into doing something that you're not fully ready to do. But I feel like there needs to be some sort of maturity in regards to commitment. Maybe even it not being so traditional, because the Hierophant is like really, especially a commitment, like if it's a relationship, is about something that's really a traditional, like marriage and needing it to follow a certain look or image. But the truth is, I can't think of the reading I talked about it in, but the whole foundation of what we've built marriage on is really outdated. And we're really needing to reassess what commitment is from a divine masculine, divine feminine, and like it being a true union that supports the union. It supports the independence and freedom of each individual, and it coming together in a way that what we're putting into it is really sustainable, successful for everyone. Also, everyone tied to that connection, whether it's children, family, friends, instead of us feeling like, we just have to go along to get along, or we always have to do what our spouse wants us to do. There is a bit of deception there. We're being deceived by what we think marriage needs to look like. And maybe it's the person you are connected with here is stuck in the super traditional and it needs to look like this. And maybe they're rushing things and not fully connecting to the big picture. I almost see this when we have, it tends to be more with women, where it's like it has to be this fantasy and it has to look like this. And in reality, it's like the purpose of the union should be about what are we coming together to really understand what our truth is, who are we from an authentic standpoint, what are our life goals, what are our values, how do we want to approach things in our life, because we still want to express our dreams as an individual and have them align, and we want someone who supports that and also us supporting others, and having it be something that, again, creates abundance, fulfillment, and growth, ultimately growth. We need to always be growing together. We can't stay the same. We can't stay stagnant. And I feel like that's probably one of the biggest issues in relationship today is the stagnancy, and feeling like it has to stay the same. And if we're growing, you know, that's a risk or a threat to the union. But in reality, that's actually the opposite. When we grow, if we can grow together and consistently look at how can we expand and grow ourselves, but also our union and our life, that's ultimately going to be the greatest power for the union. So there was a reason I had to say that. So, you know, this does seem to be around relationship, but I do feel like, Aquarians, this is really looking and diving into yourself, and facing some things, facing some truths that maybe you were just trying to, you know, maybe to kind of keep, what's the saying, and can avoid conflict, or just, you're not trying to like, why can't I think about it? Like, you don't want to make waves. You also don't want to make someone feel, or maybe you're afraid of the consequences, right, of the reaction of somebody. But ultimately, there are some things that you're going to have to face this month, and the truth is going to reveal itself. There is some sort of big truth that has to come out, I feel, before you move forward. This could be around a commitment or something here, but this could just be facing the truth with this Ace of Swords and having the courage to do that in the face of someone you love or people you love. Even if it might shake the boat a little bit, you have to do this, because ultimately it's going to help you move forward. And the longer you don't do it, I feel like it's going to create more challenge down the road. All right, Aquarians, thanks for joining in for July. I hope this helped, and definitely like this video and share, subscribe if you haven't. Take a look at your other signs, the readings for your other signs, like your rising sign, moon, Venus sign, or sun, if this wasn't your sun sign. But otherwise, I will see you in the next reading. So bye for now.